Welcome back to Latin 4. This is lesson 113. Just a word about these last few lessons. You've probably noticed that the lessons are getting very short and the sentences are getting very difficult. If you're cruising through the sentences, good for you. You're going to be just fine going into Latin readings. But if you're struggling with the translations at this point, don't be worried. I mean, that's normal. The sentences he's given you are getting closer and closer to real live, unabridged Latin, and they're giving you constructions that are rather difficult. So just keep plugging along. And the next term is a lot of fun as we get into reading some unabridged Latin from Caesar, and we're able to just go at a pace. Basically, how that class works is you're going to be assigned an amount of time to work uninterruptedly on your translations each week. So don't worry. All right, it's lesson 113. Clauses of result or consecutive clauses, as they're also called, are expressed in the following ways. By ut with the subjunctive, the negative is ut non. So, ita vivunt ut amentur. They live in such a way with the result that they are loved. Ita vivunt ut non amentur. They live in such a way that they are not loved. It can also be introduced by qui or ut is with the subjunctive. So the negative is qui non. This construction is not used much. It will not be considered further. Very well. Commonly, the main clause will contain some word which points to a result. A word like ita, tam, or seek, which all mean so or as. They live in such a way that, they live so that they are loved. Result and purpose clauses compared. The usual construction for purpose and result are the same for the affirmative and differ in the negative only in the use of ne in the purpose clauses and ut in result clauses, ut non. Sometimes it is difficult to tell whether the clause expresses purpose or result. In such a case, purpose looks toward the future, result to the past. Concession. Clauses of concession, although, or granting that, can be expressed in many ways, and this is not an exhaustive list, but here are a few. By quam with the indicative, so although, so forth. By quamvis and ut with the subjunctive. By esti, taminetsi, and etiumsi, which take the construction of si, which we're going to learn in the next chapter. And by licet, with the subjunctive. Licet literally means it is allowed. So it is allowed that, and so forth. All right, the translations. Confidimus ita omnia essa ut eamus. We are so confident all these things are, that all these things are so, with the result that we go. Eamus, we go. 2. Sum ita animo perturbato de quinto ut nihil possum cogitare. I am so in a perturbed mind about Quintus. In English, we'd say my mind is so perturbed about Quintus, but I am so in a disturbed mind about Quintus, with the result that I am able to think about nothing. 3. Saepa accidit ut ei qui debent non salvant ad tempus. Often it occurs that, so often things happen so that, with the result that, ei qui debent, those who owe, non salvant ad tempus, do not pay on time. 4. Meae literae sunt eius generis ut nolem eius cui quadari. My letters are of that kind, or of such a kind that I do not wish to give them cuique, to anyone. If you're going to look up cuique in the dictionary, you couldn't look up cuique, because cuique is dative. You would have to look up quisque. You have to look it up in the nominative, because that's the dictionary form of nouns is in the nominative, including pronouns. And sentence 5. Haec pensa facimus ita accurate ut nihil possit supra. We completed, or we did, these exercises so accurately that Nothing is possible beyond what we have done. Well, may that always be true of our Latin exercises. That's it for lesson 113.